Hey cozy gamers, settle in and get comfy because we have 23 new cozy games that have been released this past week. As always, I've made sure to highlight games that don't use Gen AI, so let's go ahead and get into them. Transpawt Train is a real-time strategy simulation game where you play as the first railroad designer in Paw City. You'll be responsible for designing railroad paths between animal towns. You'll be able to redo tracks at any time and have access to upgrades to make things more comfortable for your passengers. Just keep your eyes peeled, because there may be some emergencies that will require your quick thinking to overcome. Paralives is a life sim that allows you to create homes, explore an open world town, create parafolks, find a job, start a romance, build a family, and more. There's so much in Paralives that can't fit in a bubble, but I do adore the fact that this game doesn't use Gen AI. I'm excited to have a Sims-like that I can actually enjoy and don't have to worry about what I'm supporting. Budgie's Bug Shop is an incremental game about catching bugs and selling them in your shop to parakeets. Over time, you'll earn money that will allow you to expand, upgrade equipment, and buy overpowered abilities that will make running your shop a cinch. There are 12 areas to explore and over 50 bug species to collect. Feed the Queen is a colony sim that relies on strategy and has incremental elements. To do that, you'll employ a variety of specialized worker ants that will produce, gather, and create different types of food with unique attributes and effects. As you grow, you'll be able to use DNA points in the genetics tree for added bonuses, and over time, you'll collect brain matter, which is a rare resource that can be used to unlock more advanced upgrades. Life Below is a city builder at sea. You'll shape the land of the seabed in order to save dying ecosystems and coral reefs. There are several zones that need your attention, and each of them has unique challenges to overcome. You'll manage pH balance, algae levels, and external threats like oil spills and garbage, or an infestation of lionfish. If you can build a flourishing landscape, you'll lure over 40 different types of wildlife to the reefs to live and find food. Town to City is a city builder that will have you building up a 19th century Mediterranean town. With a gridless design, you're free to place down homes and shops wherever you'd like. Even though you have the freedom to build and decorate as you please, you'll still need to make sure that the needs of your townsfolk are met. Be sure that you're placing down amenities that they need, and invest in research that will allow you to pursue new technologies in farming, development, and more. Birdwatching Notebook is an idling desktop companion where you turn a balcony into a birdwatching spot. There are various sceneries you can enjoy, each with unique bird species to discover. Decorate your balcony the way you like and watch as birds come to visit. The more times they visit, the more they trust you. You'll be able to observe their behaviors, take pictures, and sometimes get a gift from them. Those items can be traded for coins that you can trade a raven for. Fix and Clerk is a job simulator where you work for a device company and need to verify that paperwork matches the customer before handing over the repaired device. You'll need to be careful of scammers trying to claim items that don't belong to them. Each day, you'll have a set number of devices for pickup. You'll need to interrogate customers and either hand over their device or chase them off. Map, a game about maps, is an exploration puzzle adventure where you take on the role of a cartographer. In order to find lost treasure across various islands, you'll need to get a lay of the land and make your own maps. Run around the island to find landmarks, keep track of your steps, and use your telescope to gauge how far away something is. By keeping track of everything, you'll be able to figure out where the treasure is on each island. Tabletop Game Shop Simulator is a shop simulator where you run a local gaming shop. You'll manage inventory, upgrade your shop, battle customers on game nights, collect minifigs, and paint them for added income. By putting the minifigs you assemble and paint up for sale, you'll be rewarded with a higher return. One Move Away is a 3D first-person puzzle game where you play as someone who is moving and need to figure out how to fit all of your items into your vehicle. You'll take items and use a Tetris-like method to get everything to fit perfectly in the limited space available. The items have realistic physics, so you'll need to be careful placing and stacking or things will come toppling down. Balkan Shop Simulator is a shopkeeper sim where you manage a convenience store in the Balkans. You'll be responsible for keeping the shelves stocked, serve customers, and keeping an eye on the budget. As you grow, you'll be able to hire staff to help clean, run registers, and keep shelves stocked. Just keep an eye out for thieves as you take your shop from a humble store into a thriving retail chain. Kioku Last Summer is an exploration adventure game where you play as Osti, a young girl spending her first summer on Kioku Island. You're free to wander around as you please and spend your days the way you like, whether that's fishing, meeting the locals, or participating in a game called Marubi, where you play with cards and marbles. Kioku Island is a world that blends Japanese and Scandinavian cultures, creating an interesting place to spend some time. Plush Parade is a simulation game with collecting elements. You'll play as someone who runs a plushie shop online. In order to create your plushes, you'll need to collect different skin tones, hairstyles, accessories, and clothes to use. These items can only be obtained through a gacha system that you buy with money. The gacha is set up in different archetypes depending on the vibe you're looking for, and you won't get the same thing twice. Once you've completed making your plush, you can name them, design their box, and put them in a collection. Over time, you'll need to restock popular plushies and buy more gacha to keep creating unique dolls. FROGBLOCK is an exploration puzzle game where you'll need to change your perspective in order to find the way forward. Hop around as a tiny frog to overcome over 100 different puzzles across 4 different worlds. Each level has a shiny artifact that you're aiming to claim, and the levels will steadily get more challenging. As you play, you may find some secret stickers hiding around, and if a level is too hard or simple for you, you have the option to skip it. Ritualis Summoner Simulator is a shopkeeper sim where you play as a summoner for hire. Local townfolk in the medieval village you serve will flock to you for the various things that they need summoned, from as simple as pants to as strange as a swarm of angry bees. Buy ingredients, draw magic circles, and fulfill requests while trying not to run out of money, luck, and patience. You get to decide whether you're going to be the hero of the town or the unintentional harbinger of the end times. It goes without saying that there are multiple endings and that your choices matter. Scale the Depths is a fishing game where you control your line as you explore the depths to catch interesting fish. Once you have a fish on board, you'll scale it carefully and serve it up to waiting customers. With money earned, you can upgrade your gear to explore further down and ultimately find more interesting fish to catch and serve. There are 4 different locations to explore, and each place has its own gear and fish. While you're exploring the deep, you may find puzzles, secrets, and even treasures. Astra's Garden is a short idling game where you play as Astra, reluctantly running a shop because it's the best way to distribute your medicine. You'll take care of a garden with different plants that you can use to make remedies with. Start your plants from seedlings, take care of them, and wrap their pots with charms that will have an added benefit, like growing 2 instead of 1. Over Magica is a JRPG life sim with farming and creature collecting elements. You'll play as someone starting a new life in Clovertown, a village beset with blob creatures that you can collect, train, and get help from. Whether you want to focus on farming, go exploring, or train your blob to be the best in tournaments, you have the freedom to put your focus where it most pleases you. Along the way, you'll make friends and potentially find romance. Secrets of Velendar Castle Escape Room is a point-and-click puzzle adventure game where you try and find your way out of Velendar Castle. Explore the many rooms of the castle, solve puzzles that stand in your way, and discover why you were taken and imprisoned. There are 8 rooms waiting for you to conquer, each with their own set of puzzles and vibes. Space Diva is a visual novel with point-and-click elements. You'll play as Carmen, a middle-aged wanderer exploring the universe in her space truck. When she stops in the Nobinar 13 galaxy, she attracts the beings who inhabit that area to come and peruse her wares of lost and found objects she's collected. They have very specific items they want, and how you choose to provide may fix their problems or make them worse. Along the way, you can upgrade your skills and wind your way down a branching path that unfurls as you make choices. Jellyfields is an incremental farming game with roguelike elements. Set in the world of Cantina, you'll explore different biomes that have their own crops, activities, and encyclopedias to fill up. Chill out by farming, catching bugs, decorating your space, and getting help from slimes, or make some progress on defeating the corruption that is spreading across the land. Every run that you play will award you with a star rank that will unlock permanent upgrades. Lexispell is a strategic roguelike word game where your goal is to spell words to get a high score. The letters have a set amount of score assigned to them, but by combining the same letters together, those scores get merged and allow for a bigger score when they're used. By using scrolls, you'll be able to put forth rules that expand what is allowed and accepted in spelling your words. There are various modes to play in, so if you want something a bit more chaotic, you'll be able to play that. That's all the games I have for you guys today. Let me know if you found something that caught your attention. If you didn't know, I also have a website that has the articles these videos are adapted from that you can take a glance at over at comfycozygaming.com. Until next time, may your gaming sessions be comfy and cozy. See you later.